continues to wreak havoc on the NXT roster.
We are untouchable. We are unstoppable. And we are undisputed.
The Undisputed Era.
The NXT Tag Team Champions looking for a pound of flesh.
SAnitY.
You guys want to come in here and make your mark. You're looking at the group that wrote the book on making a mark.
A colossal six-man tag team match. Tonight.
From Full Sail live in Orlando, this is NXT.
The following contest is an NXT Women's Championship qualifying triple threat match scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Shamong, New Jersey, Sonya Deville.
She's one of the toughest females on the roster. When she was an MMA fighter, she was sparring with a guy in the ring and she made him tap. She's unbelievable.
Well, last week, Peyton Royce advanced to the Fatal 4-Way, joining Mae Young Classic winner Kairi Sane. Will Sonya Deville join them for a chance to become the NXT Women's Champion at TakeOver Houston? And she is one of the three competitors vying for an opportunity at TakeOver Houston in this triple threat match. Well, no stranger to the NXT Women's Championship picture. Ember Moon and Asuka engaged in a titanic struggle for the NXT Women's title at TakeOver Brooklyn 3. In the end, Asuka remained undefeated, but boy, a lot of respect between those two gladiators, and Nigel Ember Moon would love to finally become NXT Women's Champ.
Well, of course she is. You know, Moon had to be disappointed, coming up short in both of those title opportunities. But to leave me, being a champion is really as much about the matches you lose as the matches you win.
And in losing, Ember Moon's stock actually rose, Percy. One of the best performances of her burgeoning career.
Oh, that was the best performance I've seen Ember Moon. But keep in mind, she is not going to let this opportunity slip away.
And their opponent from Lafayette, Indiana, Ruby Riot.
Well, Ruby Riot would love to put her name in that fatal four-way match. Unconventional, very unorthodox, and yet has been successful. Even in a tag team that, well, she didn't really want any part of with Nikki Cross, Nigel.
Absolutely. Doesn't really care to have too many friends. She embraces weird, is what she says. She's just unconventional.
So again, Nigel, take us through the triple threat rules.
Well, really, triple threat rules are relatively simple. No disqualifications, no countouts. It's one pinfall or submission to a finish, and whoever gets that victory moves forward.
Yeah, we'll join Kairi Sane and Peyton Royce at TakeOver Houston. Sonya Deville known for her sharp striking, but there's an O'Connor roll by. Ember Moon looking for the element of surprise, and Ruby Riot had Moon's shoulders down momentarily.
Both women were looking for a test of strength. Deville looked better of it.
Beautiful head scissors takeover by Riot before being leveled by the lariat of Deville. Deville back press hooks a leg. Only gets a 2 count.
Well, that's Deville's strength, isn't it? She clearly is the best striker and the best submissioner out of these three.
Submission artist, mixed martial arts background. Nice deep arm drag executed by Ruby Riot. Roundhouse kick, and beautiful roundhouse kicks to the foundation of Sonya Deville. And what about that single leg drop kick as Ruby Riot goes for the cover? Back press, Riot looking to advance.
You've got to remember that this isn't MMA. This is sports entertainment, very different. First of all, you've got to make sure you don't get your shoulders pinned to the mat.
But Nigel, as Shayna Baszler showed in the Mae Young Classic, you can be successful, ultra successful with that MMA background, making it to the finals against Kairi Sane.
Certainly a great transition for Baszler.
Sonya Deville would love to make that transition as well as successful, but Ember Moon and Ruby Riot squaring off now. Oh, and both of them with the read on Sonya Deville, keeping her on the outside, so it becomes a traditional one-on-one matchup.
Well, Moon and Riot competed before, right before Moon's last title opportunity against Asuka.
Oh, what a ferocious forearm by Ruby Riot. Beautiful springboard crossbody by Moon results in a 2 count.
Perfect timing from Ember Moon. Now in comes Deville. Oh, wait a second.
Ember Moon a step ahead. Moon chooses to go for the cover on Sonya Deville for a 2. Well, now Ruby Riot.
Another thing Deville's never had to deal with in MMA is facing 2 opponents at the same time.
You're right, never a triple threat match like we're seeing here in NXT for a opportunity to fill one of the 2 remaining spots in the Fatal 4-Way at NXT TakeOver Houston. Will it be Sonya Deville, Ember Moon, or Ruby Riot?
What is TLC? Let's break it down. T, table, flat wood top, fold out legs. Apply enough force to the middle and, well, L, ladder. Sure, you could climb it, but if you can dive off it, always dive. C, chair, cold steel. Surprisingly more versatile than just a seat. Put them all together, and you get one hard-hitting hell of a night. WWE TLC.
NXT is the next generation, and the next generation has arrived.
NXT, the future is now.
We are live at Full Sail University. Over the last year, NXT has grown into a major force. NXT is taking over.
You could be looking some future Hall of Famers competing here tonight.
How impressive and how exciting the future of WWE is.
NXT redefined the sports entertainment landscape.
The future is now.
NXT, the future is now. Available now online or wherever books are sold.
Oh! Gut wrench suplex by Sonya Deville on Ember Moon. This triple threat match to fill one of the 2 remaining vacancies in the Fatal 4-Way to determine a new NXT Women's Champion at TakeOver Houston. And Sonya Deville throwing Ruby Riot and Ember Moon around the ring.
Really having her way with the other 2 women.
Springboard. Head scissors by Ruby Riot. Deadly Nightshade. Ducks under the clothesline attempt by Ember Moon. Oh!
Oh, that's innovative.
Ruby Riot feeling it here.
Smart by Ruby getting a 2-for-1 right there.
Oh, she got the one there, and Sonya Deville with the kick as it was evaded by Ember Moon, who dispatches Ruby Riot to the outside.
Smart move.
Cover by Moon for a 2 count. We talk about the striking and submission proficiency of Sonya Deville. What's Ember Moon's greatest attributes?
Well, it's clear, isn't it? The eclipse off the top. That's got her to the game and got her so close to becoming NXT Women's Champion.
Springboard, right into a
my
spear!
Lord.
Split in half by Sonya Deville, that has to be it! Ruby Riot in to save the day for her chances. Wow!
Absolutely devastating. Ember Moon smartly rolling to the outside. I think she's done.
She has to recover and try to regain her breath after that spear. Running forearm from Deville on Riot. Now Riot following Deville. Well-placed knee into the midsection by Sonya Deville, now showcasing her striking.
Oh, those fists are absolutely devastating.
Those uppercuts to the abdomen really slowing Ruby Riot down.
Oh! And Ruby Riot low bridges Sonya Deville with that middle rope as she goes through to the outside.
Or should she try and conserve her energy here? Or try and push that advantage?
You know that Ruby Riot's going to do the latter.
It's time to push it.
Oh! And she runs right into the forearm of Sonya Deville, and that impact, the momentum of the speed of Riot actually hurt her even more.
May have been a mistake, but somehow Ember Moon is back. Oh!
Maybe not for long, as again, Deville, that rib cage of Moon crashing into the apron. So Sonya Deville, the superior athlete at this time. Oh, but man, what a kick from Ember Moon!
Ember just took Sonya Deville out of mid-air.
And just like that, it's anybody's matchup in this triple threat contest. One more look at that drop kick from Ember Moon. And Ruby Riot, the top plancha wipes out both Moon and Deville. Mamma mia! What a move by Riot, who may have hurt her right leg.
Looks like it. Looks like when she landed that. Is that her right leg? It's her right ankle. Oh, she needs to hide that.
Oh, no.
She needs to hide that, because if Deville sees that.
She went for broke, and, well, she could have maybe broken something, but she's on her feet.
That's what it takes.
Potential injury, be damned, Percy. You're right. You got to suck it up.
That's what it takes in a match of this magnitude when so much is on the line.
Kick. Man, and she used that injured leg to deliver the kick, Nigel. How smart was that?
Well, it was instinct. She wasn't thinking. You can't blame her, though. This is deep in the match.
And it may get her the desired results, although you see Sonya Deville in the background.
Oh, she saw it. Went straight for that ankle.
And went straight for that injured right leg, and there's the ankle lock by Deville. Very smart strategy on Deville, going for the wounded wheel of Ruby Riot.
You can see the pain in the face of Ruby Riot.
Oh!
Drops down, adds more pressure, makes it even more difficult for Riot to get away from this.
More leverage being applied by Sonya Deville. Well, Deville.
Doesn't matter, there's no disqualifications.
No disqualification, no count out, so that, no rope break.
Oh my Lord.
It's instinct on the part of Ruby Riot.
How did she do that? She's got to get out of the ring. She's got to get away from Deville.
And again, Sonya Deville cruelly applying that ankle lock on Ruby Riot. The injured right leg of Riot. She is going to be forced to tap.
The torque on the ankle and the cruciate ligaments.
Oh, but wait a minute, Ember Moon in the top turnbuckle.
Deville can't see it.
The opportunistic move with the eclipse. Moon lands the eclipse on Deville, but instead goes for the cover on Riot. Moon advances to the fatal four-way.
Here's your winner, securing the opportunity in the fatal four-way match at NXT TakeOver for the NXT Women's Championship, Ember Moon.
And just like that, Ember Moon strikes with the eclipse, rolls up Ruby Riot. It will be Ember Moon joining Peyton Royce and Kairi Sane with one more slot left in the fatal four-way to determine a new NXT Women's Champion at TakeOver Houston.
And this is how she did it. Early on, how she survived this. Looking for the crossbody, but that double leg driver. And if Riot hadn't saved her, I think that would have been the end of the match. Here, though, this was a big turning point. Look at when she lands, that ankle slamming into the grate, damage done. And unfortunately, she couldn't hide it enough, because in the ring, she went for that Pele kick again. More damage done to that ankle. And look, in the back of the screen there, she got the ankle lock, but was totally unaware, out of nowhere. The eclipse. Moon thought about trying to pin there, but instead found Riot and got the 3 count. NXT's resident War Goddess picks up the victory and takes her place against Kairi Sane and Peyton Royce in the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship.
let's not forget about the huge 6-man tag team match coming up later tonight as SAnitY takes on the Undisputed Era in our main event. And speaking of Undisputed Era, our Performance Center security cameras caught an interesting interaction involving the trio earlier this week. As Roderick Strong was leaving the PC, Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly approached Roddy in what looked to be a pretty friendly encounter. Wouldn't you agree, Nigel?
Well, it's tough to argue, Percy, but as you can see, Roderick Strong didn't seem to fully accept the gesture from Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly. It's difficult to tell what exactly the motivations were here, but it looks as if there could be some interesting implications to come for the continued encounters between Roderick Strong and the Undisputed Era. And another superstar who's had his own issues with the Undisputed Era is the NXT champion himself. Since capturing the title, Drew McIntyre has been dealing with challenges from all sides. And later tonight, the Scottish Brute will sit down for an exclusive interview to address his experiences thus far as NXT champion. But coming up, the bellicose brawler himself will be in action. Aleister Black arrives for battle at Full Sail when NXT returns next.
Welcome back. Tonight, NXT is presented by Mattel's all-new NXT action figures, available exclusively at Target. Right now, our broadcast colleague Christy St. Cloud is standing by with NXT's authority figure, General Manager William Regal.
Mr. Regal, with 2 qualifiers in the books, how will we determine the 4th contender for the vacated NXT Women's Championship?
Well, as we saw tonight, Ember Moon has qualified to be the 3rd contestant in the Fatal 4-Way at NXT TakeOver Houston. And so next week on this show,
Mr. Regal! First of all, you look great in eggplant. Love that collar on you, real schmick. Second of all, look, I know what you're going to say. You were just about to announce the other half of the iconic duo, the NXT Breakout Star of the Year. Really, Kay? You were just about to insert me into that last qualifying match? Hey?
Actually, you will be in that match. But to give everybody a chance, for all the ladies that haven't competed so far, next week on this show, we will have a Battle Royal. And the winner of that match will be the 4th contestant in the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Houston.
Oh! How could you? But they will come up with a plan, it's fine.
Wow, what an announcement! A Battle Royal next week to determine the final participant in the NXT Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way at TakeOver Houston.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Cordova, Veracruz, Mexico, weighing in at 190 pounds, Raul Mendoza.
Raul Mendoza, Mexican veteran, 11 years in sports entertainment, participated in the inaugural Cruiserweight Classic, was bounced by Brian Kendrick in the opening round, but looking to make a name for himself here in NXT, although he is in tough this week.
I was talking to Raul Mendoza earlier, and he realized that he's got to do something significant. He's got to start racking up some wins in order to keep himself relevant here at NXT.
And his opponent from Amsterdam, Holland, weighing in at 205 pounds, Aleister Black.
The mercurial Aleister Black, a man who fancies himself as the Pied Piper of society's forgotten souls, Percy.
That's a man with a dark heart. That's a man who's got a lot of personal demons, a lot of issues that he's trying to resolve, and he likes to do it right here in the ring.
It's a man with great technique and great ability, one of the best strikers on the NXT brand today, with that black mass spinning heel kick.
Started training in kickboxing when he was just 9 years old, represents the kickboxing factory of the Netherlands. So, Nigel, I will pose the question to you. What does Raul Mendoza have to do to become the first man to defeat Aleister Black in NXT?
Take out Black's strength, his kicks. Take him down. Wait, whoa.
What?
Not again.
Come on.
But that's Aleister Black's vest that Velveteen Dream is attempting to put on.
That's a mistake.
Remember, Velveteen Dream said that Aleister Black will acknowledge him and say his name, and Mendoza taking advantage of the opportunity here.
As he should.
Oh, Black lands on his feet now with the waistlock. Standing switch by Mendoza. Beautiful knee by Mendoza, taking it to the striker. And the luchador Mendoza.
Wow! What do you call that, Morrow?
I call that spectacular.
And Mendoza follows up. This will probably be just as spectacular.
Springboard! Senton! And what a start for Raul Mendoza! And Velveteen Dream wearing the vest of Aleister Black, but Black has to focus on Mendoza right now, who has done a tremendous job here in the early going. Oh! And there, a cavalcade of kicks.
Oh, man.
Beautiful sweep by Aleister Black. What a punishing knee strike.
He is angry.
Things don't look good for Mendoza right now. He had that advantage earlier, but Black has turned this around, and strongly so. This is his strength, those strikes, time and time again.
Wow, the agility of Aleister Black with that quebrada on Raul Mendoza, taking a page out of the luchador's playbook.
Could this be?
Oh! Black mass and fade to Black for Mendoza.
Your winner, Aleister Black.
So Aleister Black once again utilizes the brutal black mass to bring about the end for his opponent.
Let's take a look. Velveteen Dream came out here trying to distract and get Black to acknowledge him, but it would give Mendoza the chance to capitalize on it. Here with a beautiful, beautiful senton. Wasn't enough, and then, even with Dream looking on, he would try for this. Moonsault off the middle would land, and he would remain focused and not acknowledge Dream on the outside. And then the spinning heel kick got all of it. Mendoza was out. But as I said, refuses to acknowledge Velveteen Dream.
Did Aleister Black just acknowledge the Velveteen Dream?
Well, if he did, Morrow, maybe that's not the type of attention that he wants.
Well, coming up, the focus of everyone's attention will be on our main event. After capturing the NXT Tag Team Championships at TakeOver Brooklyn, SAnitY's celebration was cut short by the surprise arrival of the Undisputed Era. But tonight, SAnitY is out for revenge in 6-man tag team action.
Plus, Cassius Ohno has been on a roll in recent weeks, and he will look to continue that success when he does battle later tonight on NXT. But up next, there you see him. Drew McIntyre sits down with our broadcast colleague, Christy St. Cloud, for an exclusive interview to discuss all things related to his reign thus far as NXT champion. Don't go anywhere, because that exclusive interview with Drew McIntyre takes place after the break.
For Angelica Frey, getting diagnosed with breast cancer was never part of the plan. As a mother of 3, it was always important to Angelica to be strong for her boys. Breast cancer didn't change that. If anything, it made her even stronger. While still undergoing chemo, she joined a group of breast cancer survivors who focus on living life to the fullest.
Heart and soul, harder, faster, deeper, woo!
A sisterhood that supports each other through the day-to-day challenges of breast cancer. She also rallied city leaders to show their commitment to the cause. She became, and still is, an advocate for younger women affected by breast cancer, being there for people in need and helping others whenever she can. Angelica is more than pink, and she does it with flair.
Woo! If we all do something small, together we achieve something big.
Be strong, act bold, always believe. Go to bemorethanpink.org.
Welcome back to NXT, coming to you on a beautiful night here in Orlando, Florida. Well, throughout October, WWE superstars will be channeling the spirit of the Ultimate Warrior and wearing Unleash Your Warrior t-shirts in support of Susan G. Komen. Be strong, act bold, and always believe. Purchase your Warrior gear today at WWEshop.com and help put an end to breast cancer. Well, as promised, our broadcast colleague Christy St. Cloud is standing by with an exclusive sit-down interview with the reigning NXT champion, Drew McIntyre.
Thanks, guys. That's right. I'm here with the NXT champion, Drew McIntyre. Drew, first of all, I know it's been a long journey for you to this title, so congratulations to you.
Oh, thank you very much.
You've already successfully defended it one time, and there has been a lot going on at NXT since you scored this championship at TakeOver Brooklyn. So talk to us about the journey to the title for you.
Well, I think a lot going on might be a bit of an understatement. Everything's been going on, and that's what I expected when I became NXT champion. It feels weird saying it out loud. I'm NXT champion.
Yeah, you're the champ, Drew. You're the champ.
It's mental. This was, when I say this was my dream, I mean I had this dream. I'm not just saying that because that's what people say when, they achieve something that they really hope to achieve. A few years ago, I thought to myself, the end goal is NXT championship. How am I going to get there? I set a lot of short-term goals. I worked my butt off. I was non-stop. I was never home, never seen my wife, and I sit here now feeling pretty good.
Well, it hasn't been easy for you, though, has it?
Well, no. If we take it back a second, I came over here, following the dream. I was signed at 21, and things didn't exactly pan out the way I'd hoped they'd pan out, and I was released from my dream job, and that was a hard pill to swallow, because this is all I was ever going to do, was be part of WWE. And when I wasn't part of WWE anymore, I had to take a moment. I remember I was sitting by myself. My girlfriend, who's now my wife, was at work, so I was by myself in the apartment we just moved into that week, thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to tell everybody? I had to call my dad on the phone and explain to him that I was no longer going to be working with WWE anymore, and he couldn't comprehend it because this is the only job I've ever had. I didn't have any part-time jobs working in, restaurants or kitchens or anything. I was always doing this and nothing else, and he couldn't understand it. What are you going to do? You're going to be okay? I know how worried he was, and like I said, the missus and I just moved into our first ever place together 4 days prior to that, and I mean that 4 actual days. And she was coming home, and I knew that I had to tell her, and she, I remember, took both my hands, looked me right in the eye and said, "Are we going to be okay?" And it changed something in me. You know, I think somewhere along the line, I think I lost myself and lost who I was. And I guess the fire went out because she told me later on there was something different about you. There was something in your eyes that day. And I don't know what it was, if the fire had went out or the fire was dormant, but it came back that day and I told her things are going to be just fine. Like, I don't do anything else. I don't know anything else. This is the job I know. I'm going to make something happen. And I worked myself to the bone. Like, she put up with so much, was so supportive. And together, you know, we built something very successful. And when the time was right, I got to fulfill that long-term goal. I came back here, and 4 months later, I'm the champ.
Wow, that's such an incredibly touching story, Drew. And I think part of what you want to do here is to inspire people, is that right?
100%. Like, not just in this profession, just anyone around the world, you know, who has a really big dream. It doesn't matter if you're at the start of your career or if you're, you know, somewhere you don't want to be and you're working hard to get... Oh, hey.
Hi,
Hey.
I'm Zelina. Hi. I'm going to be taking over the interview from here. Okay, so... Hi, Drew.
Hi. Please have a seat.
You know, I've been watching this interview on my phone, and as I was watching, I noticed that you and Andrade Cien Almas have a lot in common.
We do?
Yes, because he too was on a downward slope, you know, and he got a second chance. I was his second chance. I mean, you needed to get fired and fall flat on your face, but you're the champion now. But with that, you have a big target on your back. There's going to be a lot of people coming for that title shot. No threat bigger than Andrade Cien Almas. And I wonder, why is it that you've been avoiding Andrade? I mean, do you really think that that makes you a credible champion?
All right, I see what you're trying to do, and you're very good at it, but this isn't my first day on the job. You know, I've had my hands full in case you've not been watching what's been on recently, and if you didn't hear what I had to say, I'll tell you again. I will fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. If he actually wants a shot, maybe take yourself to William Regal and have a word with him. We can set up a little title match.
Oh, please. Listen, we both know that when it comes to Mr. Regal, the champion has the most pull with him. So if you really wanted that match, it'd be booked.
Okay, here's the deal. I will fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. I admire your drive, I admire your ambition, trying to make things happen. But if Andrade seriously wants a match, how about this? Maybe go have a word with him. Tell him instead of sending just his business partner, maybe he comes with you next time, he looks me in the eye himself, and he tells me he actually wants the match. Then we'll talk about it. Cool? Okay.
Oh, Drew McIntyre, NXT champion with an ultimatum for Zelina Vega and her client Andrade Cien Almas.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Dayton, Ohio, weighing in at 260 pounds, Cashin
A man that has held nearly 40 championships around the world, the decorated veteran Cassius Ohno, who finds himself on a roll in NXT.
I tell you what, if any of his opponents catch the rolling elbow, it will be lights out.
Ohno looking to follow up on recent successes against Fabian Aichner, and after settling his issues with Hideo Itami, hopes to get a potential title opportunity for the NXT Championship some point in the future.
and his opponent from Sao Paulo, Brazil, weighing in at 250 pounds, Cesar Bononi.
The physically imposing Brazilian Cesar Bononi. He's been known to pull off an upset here in NXT, holds a win over Andrade Cien Almas, and Cassius Ohno has to be supremely focused on a man who's bigger than he is.
Cassius better be on his A game because you can't sleep on Cesar Bononi. Keep in mind he's got a background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, and the coaches here at NXT, again, are high on this guy. He's been here a short amount of time, but he's learning fast.
He's in fantastic shape as well, down to about 6 or 7% body fat.
And Bononi immediately going on the attack on Cassius Ohno, taking an advantage early. Oh, but then Ohno returns fire with these knife-edge chops. What a drop kick by the agile Brazilian. He's 6'6".
I'm telling you, the guy has a 41-inch vertical. He's impressive.
Thai plum, Muay Thai knee strikes by the Brazilian bomber Bononi. Hooks a leg and Ono kicks out. So Cesar Bononi, as you mentioned, Percy, you don't want to sleep on this guy.
Not
Nigel, what impresses you the most about Bononi?
Well, he's been able to put Ono down and keep on top of him. I think he needs to start looking for at least...
man!
Wow! Jumbo jet drop kick from Bononi, and he is really taking it to Cassius Ono, but again, on the outside, has to roll Ono back into the ring.
He did what you said, Morrow. Is he going to try for a submission attempt, though?
Going for the cover like he should. He gets a 2 count.
He has that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, but we haven't seen him employ it yet early in this match. And that could be strategy. He might think he needs to wear Ono down before attempting submissions.
He likes high-impact offense like this. A vertical suplex on Cassius Ono. Floats over for the cover. Side press, hooks a leg. And a count of 2. Also, Bononi look for that choke slam and the gut-wrench power bomb. But you're right. The BJJ is still at play.
But I guess to play devil's advocate, Morrow, if he's doing so well with this high-impact offense, why not stick with it?
Doesn't really need the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right now.
Oh, that was a mistake, though.
Oh, and there's the senton splash by Cassius Ono, dropping all his weight on Bononi.
Great innovation from Ono to get that from a different position than normal.
Oh, and Ono runs right into the boot, the big boot of Bononi. Bononi on the apron. Oh, no! And just full force on that big boot.
Kind of poetic justice, isn't it, for that earlier drop kick?
Oh, and the wrecking ball drop kick by Cassius
Yikes,
Ono.
nothing poetic about that.
That's one thing about Cassius Ono. He may be down for a second, but he's never out.
And again, we talk about Ono's pedigree and how many hours he still watches tape on Sports Entertainment, trying to utilize as many different styles, whatever weapons it will take to get him closer to an opportunity at the NXT Championship, including that rolling elbow to the back of Bononi's head.
He's out.
The rolling elbow spells 1, 2, 3 victory for Ono.
Your winner, Cassius Ono.
And Cassius Ono, the rolling elbow, and he continues to roll. The momentum continues to pick up, Percy.
Yeah, Cassius Ono is on the road. Need to watch out for him. I'm anxious to see what he's capable of doing as we proceed.
A good start from the submission man from Sao Paulo, but ultimately, Ono proved the deciding factor. Their knockout artist adds another victory to his colorful palette.
And coming up, it's main event time. SAnitY out for vengeance as they step into the ring with the Undisputed Era in 6-man tag team action. Can Cole, Fish, and O'Reilly overcome the chaos of SAnitY in their first outing as a trio? We'll find out when we come back next on NXT.
Find what fits you at WWEshop.com.
Welcome back to NXT. Now, following a disappointing loss to Andrade Cien Almas last week, a shaken Johnny Gargano looks to get back on track when he goes one-on-one with the always impressive Fabian Aichner in 2 weeks. And who will be the final participant to qualify for the NXT Women's Championship match at TakeOver Houston? Next week, 16 of the most talented female athletes from around the world will receive the opportunity of a lifetime in a massive over-the-top rope battle royal. burner of a main event we have in store for you this week on NXT.
The following contest is a six-man tag team match scheduled for one fall. Making their way to the ring, Undisputed Era.
And for the first time on NXT TV, the truculent triumvirate known as Undisputed Era will compete in six-man tag team action. Percy, tell us about Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly.
These guys have spent time together before in the past, and we know how they get down. We know all about Adam Cole, but I tell you what, to get in the ring with SAnitY, that's an uphill battle.
Well, really, to be perfectly honest, Percy, yes, SAnitY here. I don't know if they have the advantage. I think the element of surprise was taken by the Undisputed Era.
SAnitY, the current NXT Tag Team Champions. But Nigel, it's about pride and it's about revenge for SAnitY.
They are the NXT Tag Team Champions, SAnitY!
Led by Eric Young, Killian Dane, Alexander Wolf, and of course Nikki Cross all comprise SAnitY. And remember, Eric Young told Adam Cole he was going to take him to the edge of SAnitY. And what a matchup they had.
What a matchup that was, but let's not forget the Undisputed Era kind of got a one-up on SAnitY when essentially they cost Nikki Cross the opportunity to be in that fatal four-way.
Oh, they're playing all kinds of mind games, but now it gets physical. And under the rules of NXT, six-man tag team action. This rivalry has been percolating. It reaches a boiling point here tonight, Percy.
Agreed, but in a matter of seconds, it's about to get real.
We've got a gargantuan Killian Dane.
And there's the destabilizing force, the Undisputed Era storming NXT, saying they are untouchable and undisputed.
Well, in the win and loss books, it does clearly say Adam Cole has a victory over Eric Young. Does that get into Young's head?
Well, it's going to be Alexander Wolf starting off against Bobby Fish. Fish and O'Reilly, tag team champions around the world. Percy, you mentioned it in the past, Adam Cole, a title holder wherever he's competed, but now they face the NXT Tag Team Champions. Non-title, it's a six-man tag team affair.
Great striking ability from Fish. Submissions as well.
Great job by Fish to attack the legs of Alexander Wolf and the maniacal Wolf.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, forearm smash across the jaw of Fish.
Their Axeman felled Bobby Fish there like a big red oak.
Beautiful European uppercut by Wolf. And I thought Wolf had one of his best matches at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 when SAnitY became NXT Tag Team Champions. And the tag is made. In comes Kyle O'Reilly. And he is welcomed with a big body slam.
That's unusual for Kyle O'Reilly to not be that observant to walk in something like that.
Tag is made. Eric Young, now the legal man, drop toe hold by Wolf, and big elbow drop to the back of O'Reilly's head by Young. A couple of Canadians going at it now as a tag is made, and in comes Killian Dane for the first time. And he's using his body mass effectively.
Strong European uppercut.
SAnitY has O'Reilly in hostile territory, and they're doing a good job of these crisp tags. Gutbuster by Alexander Wolf. And a clubbing forearm to the back of the neck by Eric Young. The cover, and O'Reilly escapes.
Great start from SAnitY. Frequent tags in and out. That's perhaps a mistake from Bobby Fish.
Oh! Young uncorks the right hand on Fish. Roundhouse kick, paintbrush, and a knee strike from O'Reilly.
Was it a mistake? Perhaps not. Gave O'Reilly the opportunity to take the advantage.
Had the privilege of calling Kyle O'Reilly's early matches in our native British Columbia. Always possessed the it factor, and now finds himself as part of Undisputed Era here in NXT, along with his longtime partner, Bobby Fish.
These guys have traveled together. They know each other intimately.
Cover, crossface. Young kicks out.
I said it's their ethic. It's their worldview. They call themselves Undisputed because they feel they've earned that moniker.
Well, they've earned the wrath of SAnitY is what they've earned here in NXT.
Oh, my word.
What a roundhouse kick to the head by Bobby Fish. Undisputed Era have SAnitY in peril.
Be next, be NXT, be different, be weird, be huggers, be fireflies, be mohawks, be beards. Like no one, like nothing, like whatever, like this. Like Asuka, like Charlotte, like Becky, like Bliss. No tap outs, no count outs, no 3 counts, no friends. No stop it, no nostalgia, no now with no then. One shot in, 1 million, one verse all, one team. One Finn, one Balor, one demon, one king. Be hated, be vacant, be R-A-Y. Like Jimmy, like Jay, like even this guy. Be heard, be seen, like Dolph, like Dean. No guts, no glory, one shot, one story. Be you, like now, no time, one run. Be like no one. Available now. Rated T for teen.
It's a striking smorgasbord courtesy of the 3 members of the Undisputed Era. This is the main event on NXT. Adam Cole with the ground and pound on Eric Young as Cole, O'Reilly, and Fish battle the NXT Tag Team Champions SAnitY in the 6-man tag.
Look at this. And you mentioned before, Nigel, the singles match between EY and Adam Cole. If it bothered Eric Young, of course it does. This is a man who prides himself on control, and he pretty much had none towards the end of that match.
He's a long way from his corner right now.
Young desperately trying to get up to a vertical base. The veteran Cole.
Well done.
Able to keep him in enemy territory. And the tag's made, and in comes Kyle O'Reilly, well-versed in all facets of mixed martial arts and some crisp striking. Arm wringer, tag made, in comes Bobby Fish, and it's now Undisputed Era's turn to dominate this matchup.
Oh, yeah. Young's in a world of hurt.
And Fish looking to put him out of his misery with a 2 count.
And what's Fish gonna do? Bring him over to his own corner. It's simple, boys, but it works. Tag, keep him there.
Here comes Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era wanting to send a message not only to the NXT matchmakers, but here to SAnitY that they want to rule the roost. They want all the championships in NXT.
Cole needs to up the tempo a little bit here. He's having some fun with Young, and that's okay, but you've got to beat the man.
Instead, Cole content to continue to mercilessly punish Eric Young, and boy, have Undisputed Era done a great job of cutting off the ring and keeping Eric Young sequestered in the wrong corner.
Knee after knee, no way to protect himself.
Double suplex by O'Reilly and Fish. O'Reilly with the cover, and Young escapes.
Eric Young hasn't even been close to the other members of SAnitY. For about half of this match, he's been stuck in the corner of the Undisputed Era.
And look, the positioning of Kyle O'Reilly right there.
Stepped in between his man and the other opponents. Gonna work on that shoulder again.
Fires Eric Young back first into the opposite corner. Oh, and O'Reilly
look at that.
Takes a detour,
Oh.
wipes out Alexander Wolf.
That's smart, nice.
That was a glitch in the GPS that Wolf wishes hadn't happened.
Oh.
Oh! And there, in fact, Eric Young made O'Reilly pay for that sidetrack.
It may not have been smart. I may have to eat my words, because now Eric Young is mere feet from the Beast of Belfast.
He can just get to Killian Dane.
And O'Reilly again snatches Young. Oh, but Young kicks O'Reilly off. Is this the opportunity? The window of opportunities open. But Bobby Fish stops Young from making the much-needed tag to Killian Dane.
Eric Young was inches away.
Well done, Bobby Fish, but maybe that's not enough.
Third time the charm, and here comes the Beast of Belfast. And he's running over Undisputed Era.
Oh, my word. And he is fresh.
Cross body, and I mean body, by Killian Dane. Wow! Front drop kick by Dane just blasts O'Reilly into the corner. Oh, and he buries Fish in the corner. Buries O'Reilly in the opposite corner. Fish with a back elbow. Will that stop Dane's momentum?
Nope.
O'Reilly, fireman's carry Fish.
Whoa!
Wow!
My Lord, what strength.
Unbelievable! Samoan drop, fall away, slam combo by Killian Dane.
Too much raw power.
Color me impressed, baby.
Killian Dane is nearly unstoppable. Fish is on his own in the center of the ring with him.
Man just slams Fish down hard. Senton splash by Dane, and now he's going to take it. Oh, Vader bomb by Dane. Is this enough to put away both Fish's foot?
No.
Fish's foot was under the rope anyway.
Super kick to the back of the head, and Dane goes down.
Cole wasn't the legal man.
What is this? O'Reilly now prone. Oh! Jumping neck breaker with a belly to back suplex. O'Reilly down and hurt. And look at Adam Cole on the outside. Oh no.
Adam Cole's like, wait a minute, where's my backup?
He just realized he didn't have any.
Needs to set sail because here comes Alexander Wolf.
Adam Cole about to face the wrath of all three members of SAnitY. Well, maybe make it four. Nikki Cross is at ringside.
Oh, yeah.
There is Eric Young. Where does Adam Cole go? That's the worst option.
The NXT version of the Bermuda Triangle just swallowed up Adam Cole, and Dane brings him back in the hard way.
Adam Cole is about to pay.
This looks like it.
And SAnitY, all three members ready to put the, what?
What is,
wait a, oh my God, it's the Authors of Pain. We haven't seen them since they lost the NXT Tag Team titles at TakeOver. Razor and ankle.
AOP is coming back with a vengeance.
And they have their sights set on SAnitY.
SAnitY fighting for their life. Wolf and Young have been stopped, and that leaves these two Bayahus right in there now with Killian Dane.
The match has been thrown out as Authors of Pain return to NXT, making a statement at the expense of SAnitY.
My goodness.
Absolutely furious. They want to enact revenge.
Oh! Authors of Pain wiping out members of SAnitY. It is obvious that AOP have yet to write their final chapter in NXT.
We need to get some help down here, or there could be some serious injuries to SAnitY.
It has been 2 months since we last saw the Authors of Pain after they were dethroned by SAnitY at TakeOver Brooklyn 3, but they are out for revenge! Double powerbomb in the Super Collider.
But there, take a look. The Undisputed Era have escaped relatively unhurt.
Yeah, they want no parts of AOP.
Authors of Pain have returned to NXT. What does it mean for the NXT Tag Team Division?